What is going on, Multiversers? Welcome back to the channel. It is once again a spoiler season. So as always, if you don't want to know what future content is coming to the game, I am giving you your spoiler warning in advance because that's what this video is about. Spoilers for Multiverses. So you've been warned. We're entering the spoiler room brawl in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. So let's start off with a big one, and this has to do with a character that will be coming during season 3, apparently, and that would be the Powerpuff Girls will release in season 3 for Multiverses because there was a reference to them that confirms that MVS season 3 for Powerpuff Girls, and I believe this was in the coding or the files of the game. I can't show images, that's what gets you in trouble, okay? So, yes, this was shown and we've seen it, but Powerpuff Girls releasing in season 3, so that's pretty exciting. But then the next question that might arise for some people, how are they gonna play? Do we even know? Are they a 3-in-1 character? Are they a 3-as-1 character? Like, how is this gonna work? Well, luckily we got a little information on that. Apparently, this person does post and say, looks like the Powerpuff Girls in Multiverses will not play all at the same time. So they're not an Ice Climbers type of character, but they are a 1-at-a-time character, and you will end up swapping out between all 3 of the Powerpuff Girls like Pokemon Trainer in Smash Bros. So I think either of the playstyles could end up working, but Pokemon Trainer kind of makes sense. But then that raises its own question, which I don't have an answer to, unfortunately. But are the Powerpuff Girls going to have a lot of similar moves, but maybe special? Like, say a couple of their special moves are different. Like, you're not going to swap into each of the Powerpuff Girls if they all have the exact same moveset, are you? Wouldn't it make more sense to just have any of the Powerpuff Girls be like just costumes in that case? So we'll have to wait and see for the Powerpuff Girls reveal and their gameplay and all that stuff, but we do know that they're going to apparently play like Pokemon Trainer. Another character that might, this is not a confirmation, but might come during season 3 is Nubia. She's from the Wonder Woman universe, and apparently she now has a Tooniverse skin. Not sure exactly when she'll release. As for now, we do know that Powerpuff Girls are season 3, so is Nubia coming in season 3 as well? Maybe we'll have to see, because I believe every character in the game, except maybe Steven, but I believe every character in the game does have a Tooniverse skin, so this would lend a little bit more, I guess, evidence that Nubia is going to be a playable character, which will be interesting. How are they going to differentiate her from Wonder Woman already? We'll have to wait and see, but it's not like, I don't think they would go down the path of making Nubia a legendary variant and then making a legendary variant have a Tooniverse skin as well. So it's like a skin of a skin. That'd be a little weird. So we'll have to watch and see how this plays out. But as for now, it looks like Nubia is going to be a playable character. And then one more piece of information about a possible character for season 3. Timing does kind of seem to work here, but we're talking about the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz, because apparently Witch has had her lines added back into the game, so she could be coming soon. So here's just a quick tip. Multiverses does have a comic that is coming out in, I believe, like middle of September-ish time frame, and Wicked Witch is going to appear in the comics. So Witch getting her lines added back into the files of this game, well, maybe they're going to release Witch during season 3, and well, what's going to happen during season 3? Well, it's the Halloween season, witch, spooky, scary, that kind of stuff. So maybe that does line up, and of course, you know, whatever issue she appears in, I don't know off the top of my head, but maybe they kind of tie that into, hey, Witch just appeared in the Multiversus comics, and now she's playable in Multiverses. Who knows? Something like that, but we could be seeing Wicked Witch appear as a playable character maybe as soon as next season. Now let's go over a lot of perks, and these are all work in progress, so these could change. Some of them could get canceled. Maybe we don't see any of them, who knows, but there's some interesting things here. So let's start with this one, the burst perk. Holding neutral dodge will do a burst, like a little explosion, and it's stopping your movement and your hit stun and knocking away nearby enemies. So the burst can only be triggered while in hit stun and consumes your entire dodge meter. Oh, I don't know if I'd use something like that. That seems like a big high risk, high reward. Depends on how big the burst does. Does it knock your opponent away like pretty far? If if you use this and use up your entire dodge meter, but your opponent like falls like an arm length away, then that's kind of like not really worth it. So we'll have to wait and see how this one goes, but that's not the only perk because we got several more like these ones. Look at the one at the top. That one might be my most favorite out of this whole list, the Ledge Anvil perk. If you are standing on the edge of a platform with an enemy on the wall below, an anvil projectile will spawn above them if they don't leave the wall. This is an interesting perk because they just nerfed wall clinging, so you know the wall fatigue adds up so much quicker now with the most recent patch. So they even have a perk. Again, these are all work in progress. None of them are guaranteed to be in the game. I'm gonna throw this out there. Maybe these aren't even PvP perks. This is again me guessing. Maybe they're not PvP perks. Maybe some of these are gonna be turned into power-ups for season 3 Rift powers. Maybe, I don't know if that makes sense. I think kind of can, but we'll have to wait and see. But the other perks, Gray Health on dodge. If an enemy dodges your melee attack, you will briefly gain some gray health, so probably like 2 or 3 gray health if they dodge a melee attack. A little interesting. And then get in the zone. This one's kind of a crazy one. Taunt for a set amount of time to give yourself an enraged buff and your ally armor. Okay, so if you taunt, I don't know the exact time, but say it's 5 seconds. If you taunt for 5 seconds, you get the enraged buff and your teammate gets armor. That's kind of crazy. That's a little crazy, but you can increase the buff durations if your teammate also has this perk selected. So this one does appear to be a PvP perk, so that one's kind of crazy. They got some interesting ideas in the works, it looks like. But those aren't the only perks because we got a couple more here. Parry freeze. Parrying an enemy projectile will freeze the enemy that spawned it. So if it's like Rick throwing out a Meeseeks and you parry the Meeseek, then Rick, wherever he is, gets frozen in place. Kind of crazy. I kind of like that a little bit. So I got that. And then we got dash physics. Your dash attacks can go off edges and you will remain suspended in the air. So are you like floating or are you just like standing on nothing? This would be kind of crazy to use off the ledge to try to hit your opponent with a dash attack, and then you might just be standing on nothing, or are you floating? I don't know. That could be a crazy one. But then the bottom one says that, oh, it's the burst perk. We already went over that, so never mind that one, but they got some interesting, very interesting perks in the works. Quick note for Samurai Jack players. I'll probably buy this when it comes out, but Samurai Jack has a new emote, and it is his blindfold emote. If you ever seen the show, you know its significance then, but it's the emote itself is just going to be Samurai Jack putting on a blindfold. That's it. That's it. If you've seen the show, you'll understand the reference, but other than that, there's a new emote for Samurai Jack. Now let's look a little further into the future for Season 3, and we got some events, at least some of the names for the events that we know will be happening. So early Season 3 event names, Galaxy Shaders, Dia de Muertos. Is that the Day of the Dead stuff? Ooh, Day of the Dead skins and Multiverses could look so good. Oh, man. But then there's the crossover skins. I'm really digging some of the names of these early event names. Oh, man. If these are all events that have their own currency, which would be kind of crazy, I'm down for it. Galaxy skins, Day of the Dead, if that's what that is. I think it is. But Day of the Dead skins, possibly. Crossover skins. I don't know what crossover skins are. Is it going to be like... Is it like Bugs Bunny wearing his Superman outfit? And doesn't Finn have like a Batman outfit? Is it going to be something like that? I don't know. Or is it just going to be like Shaggy wearing a Bugs Bunny? I don't know. I have no clue. But I'm very curious to see how that ends up working. But then the little information down there at the bottom, it does say each of these appear to have a custom currency alongside of it. So we kind of have that right now in game. What do we have? 3 or 4 different events? 3, I think, that have their own currency. So... it's just going to be a rinse and repeat, just different events with brand new skins for a lot of the roster. And then one final thing, one final event, I guess, for Season 3 that we know of. Apparently, there seems to be a toast event for Season 3. Not sure how, is it going to, I don't know how it's going to work. Is it you, every time you toast an opponent, you get, you know, like 1 point on a progress bar? Or is it, I have no clue. Do you just earn toast from this event? Who knows? But a toast event is apparently planned for Season 3. That is all that I got so far. Again, as always, if there's a lot more that pops out, we'll make a part 2 of this for spoilers. But that is it for this one. Hope you all enjoyed. And hey, PPG, Powerpuff Girls. They coming in season 3. Who's excited?